not the nicest of weather to be travelling out in, especially since the travelling out I'm doing is to take the truck in for a service. It's due for 60,000, it's a little bit past it. And I need the truck for a few hours. I've got to find something to do in this weather. I've got a big raincoat and an umbrella in the back. You can see the umbrella up the top. Thankfully it's not too windy, because that just means makes the rain all the more uncomfortable because it's blowing as well. I guess we'll see, won't we? Truck's dropped off. Hopefully get everything sorted. One of the tyre pressure sensors was also playing up, so just getting them to check a few things as well with the service. The weather's been nice. It's only really a very light drizzle at the moment, so I'm just walking up into town and a few things to try and get done today and wait for a call back. Amazing how much stuff changes. When I was growing up in this area, the tallest thing you'd see was a two-storey house. And then the taxation office building got built down in the centre of town, and it was 13 stories. Tallest building ever built out here. I think just before then there might have been like a 2 or 3 story block of flats type thing just down in Penrith. And all of a sudden all these old houses are being bought up and blocks are a good size, and those types of blocks of units are just popping up all over the place. So Penrith, sort of like, if you look across Penrith as you're driving around some of the main roads, it's just like all these blocks of 5, 6 story blocks of units. See those ones there? You never would have seen something like that here before, but back into that area it's just all blocks of flats. Opposite the train station used to just be like vacant land, and it's got like a whole suburb of tall buildings and units built there. I guess that's progress, but I mean, before that sort of stuff, the biggest sort of changes that happened in Penrith was they closed off High Street and turned it into a mall, and then decided that didn't work for it, so they opened it up again to slow traffic, shared traffic, one lane each direction. The feelings of getting old. Who does that sort of crap to a church? I mean, I'm not religious, but I'm respectful enough not to do that sort of rubbish. See, old Penrith used to look like old Sydney with these little types of houses. Just came across the park because I wanted to talk about that McDonald's. I generally don't frequent McDonald's. The only things I can eat there are fries, hash browns. I'll grab a soft drink or a coffee, and the hot apple pie. They're the only things that are vegan. I'm now heading back to where the truck is. It's going to be roughly about a 40-minute walk. I'm in the eastern end of Penrith, and the car yard's down in Kingswood. I believe that was the first McDonald's built in Penrith. It looked a lot different back then. And then there was another one built down the other end of town, and then one built down near Panthers. I ended up working in the Panthers one as a kid. But this one's the only thing, sort of takeaway, that I'm walking past as I head back towards Kingswood. So I stopped in to grab a coffee and some chips, fries and hot apple pie, and sat in the outdoor area. So I'm not enclosed, but that radio over there was just annoying. There's been progress in the world though. The hot apple pie gets this little sticker on it to tell them how long they can keep it before they've got to chuck it out, because that's one thing McDonald's does do, they chuck out food after a certain amount of time. When I was a kid and working at McDonald's, we used to open this bit and write a time on that little circle, and that was the time that it needed to be thrown out by. So this said it expires at 12:57. It was 12:30 when I got it. So they're saying they last for an hour and a half. So I'm just in this little picnic area that's opposite McDonald's, and it's just starting to rain again. So glad I got the brolly. Put it up, put my bag on my back, start walking. When I told my wife that I was walking, she said I was crazy. And then she said, I hope you're wearing comfortable walking shoes. And I told her I was wearing my work boots. And she said, why? I said, because it's so wet. Any of my walking shoes, like my runners and stuff, would just be soaked. These are nice and comfortable, and they're waterproof. It kind of sucks because the hole's got some mud washed into it. This one got even more washed into it. And there's meant to be a hole there. It's filled up. All of this has just basically been washed down by the rain, which is why we're having the retaining wall. So I'm going to have to dig that out when the weather's alright. I'll know when I'm down the bottom because I'll hit the concrete that I put in there.